Okay, so what I tend to work with most, and maybe this is what you'll work, maybe you'll work with number arrays only, but I tend to work with different kinds of data sets. And so the discussion of NumPy, whatever you want to call it, was to help you understand the indexing of data sets, right? Now what we want to do is we move into another package called Pandas. All right? So the discussion of NumPy was to help you understand indexing of data sets in Python. Most of the work that I do, that I tend to focus on, uses DataFrames. Right? DataFrames are tabular, column-oriented data structures. The data frames have column labels, and in some cases, row labels. When dealing with business data specifically, the description of a data frame very closely resembles the form that business data is created. You know, when I think about a data frame, the closest analogy that I can come to is an Excel spreadsheet. Right? So what Pandas does is it provides a range of methods to read in data, output data, and make modifications and manipulate the data structures in the data frame. One of the biggest differences between a NumPy and a Pandas is that the data frame allows each column to have its own data type. D type in Python. So data types, integers, floating, 2 decimal points, dates, strings, etc. Right? Whereas in a NumPy, it all has to be the same kind of data type. All has to be the same data type. And if you put in mixed data types, it's gonna make sure that your data is conforming to a singular type of data type. And we're dealing, at least the data sets that I've given you, there's all sorts of different types of data in there. And well, not all sorts. There's going to be integers, there's going to be floating decimal points, there's going to be dates, and there's going to be strings, right? So those are going to be your four basic types of data you're going to be dealing with. So let's start with the simplest data frame. Also known as a series. It is a one-dimensional data frame with an access label. It is a cross between a list and a dictionary. All right. So, if you have it in, we can always go look and see, do you have Pandas installed, right? Pip list. I'm going to import Pandas as PD. So there's the little warning. You haven't used PD yet. All right. And here, what I'm going to do is, here is a list that is converted to a series. All right. So we're going to put in we're going to call this sports list _ list equals, and I'm going to put in football, soccer, taekwondo. Okay. All right. And now I've got my sports list, and we can look at variable view. Let's run this line, and here's my list. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this list to a Panda series. So we're going to say S is equal to Panda series, and then we're going to convert sports list. Okay, that should work. Yep, everything looks good. And we're going to run that. So now you'll have sports list is this list of 3 items. I'm going to run this. PD is not defined because I didn't run this yet. Come on, you got to run this first. Now I can do this. Now that I've defined it. Now I've got S is a series of 3, just a three rows, if you will, or just a list of 3 items in the series. Okay? And that's part of Pandas. All right? Let's convert a dictionary to a series. So let's do that. So let me just type that in. What we're going to do here. Let's take a dictionary. That is converted to a series. All right, so here we've got sports dictionary. And that's going to equal And again, dictionaries, remember, in the curly brackets, US, colon, football, comma, Argentina, colon, soccer, comma, and South Korea, colon, taekwondo. All right, and that is my sports dictionary. So let's run that. You can see there's my dictionary that I just established. So these are all of the indexes, US, Argentina, South Korea, for football, soccer, and taekwondo. And we're going to change this, and we'll call this S1. S1 equals pd.series. And we want to convert sports underscore dictionary. And we'll run that. And now you'll see the difference. Now I've got a series, 3 series. Now this series probably doesn't have index names. This one does have index names, right? So the S index, so if I wanted to print S, and then down here I'm going to print S1, we'll see what those look like. So print S 0, 1, 2 for football, soccer, taekwondo. So those are the indexes. Print S1, we would expect those indexes to be replaced with US, Argentina, and South Korea. And that's what we see. So these are the 3 values, but these are now the indexes. So a little bit different there.